So while we were doing our research for Festival of the Arts, we found a lot of people that went, that they said it was the most underrated festival at Epcot.
So is it the most underrated festival at Epcot?
Let's find out.
We just got back from a week-long trip in Orlando. We visited every Disney park, 2 Universal parks, and we were lucky enough to check out the Epcot Festival of the Arts. Epcot's Festival of the Arts debuted in 2017, so it makes it its newest festival, and it's also its shortest festival. So it runs from
Typically from mid-January to mid-February. This year it's running from January 12th through February 19th.
The festival celebrates culinary arts, performing arts, and visual arts, so you can really have something for everybody.
And it's included in your park admission, so for no extra cost, as long as you're visiting between those days, you'll have access to everything that the festival has to offer.
Part of what makes this festival underrated is that it's held during a time where the weather is really mild during January and February, and the crowds have been historically low.
So there's so much to do during Epcot's Festival of the Arts, and one of the reasons why we really loved it is because of how interactive it was and how many activities there were to do.
To help guide you through the festival, you can pick up a festival passport right at the entrance to the park, or really anywhere throughout the park. And that just has a guide of all the activities, show times, and
Special food items that you want to try.
Yeah, special food items and cocktails. It also explains the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine, which is an activity where there are 7 special menu items, and if you stamp your passport and purchase 5 of the 7, then you get a special prize at the end.
Whoa!
Here's a quick overview of all the activities offered at Epcot's Festival of the Arts. Artful Photo Ops. Epcot has turned some famous paintings and movie scenes into 3D backdrops that you can step into and be a part of the magic. The Paint by Numbers mural is a family fun activity for everybody. Between the walkway of Journey to Imagination and Canada Pavilion, you can find a huge mural with a bunch of, tiny little squares with numbers in them. You walk up and let them know how many are in your party, and they give you a little paint sample, and everybody gets to make their mark on a giant mural. By the end of the day, or sometimes 2 days, you get to see your finished masterpiece in person.
But we recommend going earlier in the day so you can see what it's like as people are starting to paint by numbers there, and then come back and check in on everyone's masterpiece towards the end of the day as well.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of squares, or, you don't want to run out of squares, period.
Exactly. All right, the Animation Academy. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to draw a Disney character and maybe not known how, this is a great opportunity for you because you will have a 30-minute class led by a Disney animator, and they'll walk you through how to draw step-by-step a Disney character from a famous Disney film. So while we were there, the character that we were able to draw was Kovu from Lion King 2.
It was really, really fun to draw this character. I think when we started the experience, we weren't sure if our drawings were going to turn out because the animator is really great about starting with simple shapes like squares, circles, anything like that. And as we were drawing, it just came together and we turned out with some really great drawings.
Yeah, I haven't drawn anything in at least 10 years, so I'm pretty happy with how my drawing turned out from that experience.
Yeah. The next activity is chock full of characters. So throughout the World Showcase and throughout Epcot, you can find some hidden characters from different Disney movies in chalk. So for example, we saw Bruni from Frozen 2 over by the Norway Pavilion, and I believe we saw some of the birds from Snow White painted over in a couple of the pavilions.
I know there's also some artwork from Luca, and then from Mulan, you can maybe spot Mushu somewhere in.
Yeah, this was a really fun activity for us, but I would also think it would be great for kids to look out for those characters. A lot of them are they're at different heights, but several of them we saw were at kid eye level. So that could be a fun thing to do if you're trying to try different snacks and food around the world that maybe your kids aren't as interested in. That could be an activity to keep them busy.
Yep. And while we're talking about chalk, there's also an area of the park dedicated to kids' chalk art. So if you have little ones, you can take them there and they'll have chalk available for them to just go ahead and create their own masterpieces.
Yeah, we saw some pretty cool drawings. We saw some actually really amazing drawings of different Disney characters. I'm not sure if kids did those or adults, but if they were kids, give them a job, Disney. Figment Scavenger Hunt. So this paid activity was $10 to pick up a map, and then it was a search for Figment all throughout different paintings in Epcot. So,
And these are famous paintings like the
Yeah.
Mona Lisa or the Scream. What?
yeah, there was a ton of famous paintings, modern and historical.
Where Figment's making a little cameo in there. So
Yeah.
make sure you keep your eyes peeled. If you want to participate and redeem your reward at the end, it is a $10 activity, or you could always just spot Figment around without.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're not aware, Figment is the icon or the mascot, I would say, of Festival of the Arts. He's a purple dragon, and he has a ride at Epcot called Journey to
Imagination.
So if you've never ridden that, that is an interesting journey with Figment. Part of Epcot's Festival of the Arts is celebrating the performing arts. So there were a lot of opportunities to see live performances. One of them was the Disney on Broadway concert series. So different Broadway stars from Disney shows such as Frozen, Tarzan, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, they came and performed some songs together at the America Gardens Theater. There were a couple of shows here throughout the day, so just check your Festival Passport or your Disney app for the times.
And performances vary by day too. So you might have Frozen one day, Mulan the next, and so forth.
Yeah, it was really cool because you got something different every day. So if you came to the festival more than once, you probably got to see different people perform.
Definitely. And then, so the World Showcase Plaza is kind of like the central hub for Festival of the Arts. So it's where you'll see like a lot of decorations and can get your passport and do a lot of the things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always something going on in the World Showcase Plaza. And one of those things is the visual arts and performance. So there'll be a couple show times throughout the day where there's an artist that will paint a famous Disney character right in front of everyone in just a matter of minutes. And it's really impressive the amount of work and detail that they can do in just 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, and there's also an opportunity to see live music at the World Showcase Plaza or even acrobatic acts. There's just always something going on. So again, showtimes varied by day, so check your app or your Festival Passport to see what's going on. If you want to take a piece of the festival home with you, there are lots of opportunities for shopping
that are exclusive to Festival of the Arts.
Yeah.
So one of the most unique shopping experiences there are that there will be multiple kiosks located around all the plazas of the World Showcase. So you'll see famous or maybe not so famous artists who are still trying to make a name for themselves. They'll have these booths with a lot of varying pieces of art that you can purchase to take home with you. And these could be large portrait frames, or they could be postcards or smaller prints. So there's a wide variety, and as far as the content goes, there's a variety of that too, right?
Yeah. There were like scenes from Disney movies or characters from Disney and different, sometimes it was a character from a Disney movie in like a very realistic looking landscape. We also saw some Star Wars inspired art, some Marvel inspired art. There was even a Taylor Swift and cat themed booth. So there's really something for every person's taste and every budget.
And of course still your classics like Sleeping Beauty and Mary Poppins and
Yeah.
anything like that too.
Yeah, it was really neat to see all the different styles of art that were featured here. Another thing you can grab is exclusive merch. So every year that this festival comes out, Disney is going to provide exclusive merch. So this year's 2024 merch featured a lot of Figment. So there was a Figment spirit jersey that we saw. There was quite a few t-shirts that, said Festival of the Arts 2024 or hats. And every year it looks a little bit different. So if you're hoping for something that really marks this year, make sure to pick that up at any of the merch stores.
And of course it'll have the trademark Festival of the Arts like rainbow and really colorful style that it's known for.
Yeah. And then finally, the Figment popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah, the Figment popcorn bucket seems to be a hot commodity each and every year. Last year there were lines of people waiting up to 6 to 7 hours to get this bucket. And what it is an exclusive bucket that features Figment that's only sold during Festival of the Arts, and there's only a limited amount available. This year, however, you can purchase it only through online order, and they limit up to 2 buckets per online purchase. And I mean, we didn't buy one, but it did look pretty cool. So it's in the shape of the Imagination Pavilion.
Yeah, the Imagination Pavilion, where Figment's ride is.
Mm-hmm. And it features Figment diving from a rainbow, and if you have popcorn in there, he's diving into your bucket of popcorn, and it lights up, right?
Yeah, it lights up like all different colors.
Last but not least is the food that's exclusive to Festival of the Arts.
Yeah. So there was lots of food and cocktails that were just specific to this festival and here for a limited time. Some of those included some favorites from Festival of the Arts in the past, and some of them were brand new offerings. They also made sure to indicate which items were plant-based and which items were mocktails. There was a lot more mocktails this year, which was really cool. So we were able to try some things, and here were some of our favorites. This was an open-faced sandwich with grilled pork belly, salsa verde, broccoli rabe, pickled peppers, and raclette cheese on grilled sourdough.
This was a very unique combination of flavors and ingredients that really totally worked. The lobster tostada found near the Mexico Pavilion had so many bright and bold flavors in it. Guacamole tasted like it was freshly made. It was a little bit pricey, but definitely worth it.
We tried some grilled kebabs. So these came with carrot chickpea salad and a garlic aioli.
Really enjoyed actually the carrot chickpea salad that came with it. I thought it really complemented the kebabs very well. I will say that the lamb was a little bit dry, but the chicken was tender and full of flavor. So if you have the option, definitely try the chicken kebabs here. This is an empanada with turmeric aioli and a annatto aioli.
As you can see, this is very colorful with the two different aiolis, which is why it was part of the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. And it was very surprising. I thought it was going to be kind of heavy with chorizo and potato, but it was really, really well balanced, and I would 100% get this again. All right, so this one I know you were really excited to try.
Yeah, this is a salmon mousse with smoked salmon, dill, and a flaxseed biscuit served cold. Definitely for more adventurous eaters and a more healthy option.
I think if you have any sort of aversion to certain textures, this would definitely not be the dish for you.
And I will say it did not meet expectations. It was a little bit overhyped for me.
Over at Deco Delights near the port of entry, we tried the Neapolitan dessert trio. So this had a chocolate tart, vanilla bean cheesecake, and a strawberry mousse.
Yeah, it was just okay, right?
I think like the pieces when you tried them individually were just okay. When you started to like mix the flavors, I think it got a little bit more exciting. The rainbow cake had freeze-dried Skittles, bite-sized candies on the top, and 5 layers of cake?
5 colorful layers of cake. Yeah, of course, when we saw this, when we were looking into Festival of the Arts, I knew right away we had to try it. Just look at it. It looks so fun. Looks great. I will say the cake was moist. The Skittles, the freeze-dried Skittles with the cake was actually really, really good. However, the cake was a little bit on the sweeter side, so I had a hard time finishing it by myself. I think if maybe you have a partner to share it with, it might be a little bit easier, but just be aware that it's just on the sweeter side of things.
Yeah, it was definitely just a little bit too sweet for me. I think if you're going to order this, maybe grab a Joffrey's cold brew to have with it. That probably would have balanced it out really nicely.
The ultimate question here that we have today is Festival of the Arts underrated?
Is it underrated? I think it's still a little underrated. I think it's really starting to gain popularity, so it's on the verge of being properly rated, but it definitely deserves to be high in the ranks of EPCOT festivals. It has something for everyone in the family. It's different every year, and there's an opportunity to support local artists and live performances.
I know we would definitely go there again.
For sure, definitely. So if you like this video, like and subscribe for more Disney content coming soon. And we would love to hear your favorite part of the Festival of the Arts in the comments below. So make sure to leave a question or comment there.
See you soon.
Thanks, bye.